Well, MLS was just completely embarrassed in Leagues Cup in a tournament that was formatted for the teams in MLS to succeed and have the advantage to get three extra CONCACAF Champions Cup spots. And for the first time ever, not only will there be a Liga MX team in the Leagues Cup final, but there's going to be all Liga MX teams in the semifinals of Leagues Cup. Every single Major League Soccer team has been eliminated. And this has capitalized the worst season for Major League Soccer when it comes to their versus Liga MX teams in a very long time. Hey, real quick, make sure you guys hit that like button down below if you haven't already and subscribe to the channel if you are new. The 2026 MLS season part 2 has officially started. We got the transfer window, we got the MLS Cup playoffs at the end of the year, and everything in between you guys are not going to want to miss. So please make sure you guys are subscribed and hit that little bell notification so you never miss any of our videos. We're going to get into it. We're going to talk about how bad this has went, but man, this has got to be the worst results that we've seen for the league as in total in a long time for Major League Soccer. So let's go ahead and get into this. So after tonight's matches versus the Final Four of Liga MX teams versus the Final Four of MLS teams in Leagues Cup, there are 0 MLS teams left. 0. If you look at this right now, Club America beat Columbus 2-0. Was never close. Toluca, the champions of North America right now, beats Austin 2-0. Leon beats RSL 3-0. And Chicago loses to Monterrey 2-1. They were outscored 9-1 in the 4 matches in the semifinals, or excuse me, quarterfinals in Leagues Cup. And every single Major League Soccer team has been eliminated from contention of winning their 4th Leagues Cup in a row. Now, if you guys don't remember, this is a new iteration that was started last year in Leagues Cup. The first iteration of it was a group stage that was all kinds of different Liga MX and MLS teams could play each other. Did the same thing in 2024. And then they changed it 2025 to where in the group stage, MLS teams only play Liga MX teams and Liga MX teams only plays MLS teams. So MLS in 2023, Miami won it. Messi's first year. 2024, the Columbus Crew beat LAFC to win it. And then 2025, the Seattle Sounders beat Inter Miami to win Leagues Cup. Completely different ball game this year. It's going to be Liga MX versus Liga MX. So I want to pull up this tweet that I posted almost 2 weeks ago to the day. I said 2 MLS teams who are currently close to the bottom of the table in MLS, Austin FC and Columbus Crew, make the Final Four of Leagues Cup. This is honestly why it's hard to take this tournament serious. And I got a lot of backlash for that and a lot of flack where people were saying that, oh my gosh, Will, like, what are you talking about? Weird take, brother. You know, like all these people were saying that's like not a good point, but I was proven right. None of these teams are good. They all failed and they're all now out of the Leagues Cup. No MLS team has made it. And the reason why this is so sad, right, is like I mentioned earlier at the top of the video, this was a tournament that helped Major League Soccer get more MLS teams in the CONCACAF Champions Cup. Okay, so let me start off with saying that. It gave them more chances. Like MLS would have 9 or 10 teams in the CONCACAF Champions Cup. They'd still lose, which we'll get to later, but they would give them more chances to do this. And this tournament is completely hosted, especially at this round, in America. There were a couple games in Mexico this year in the group stage, but when it got to the knockout round, all the games were in the United States, and most of these were at home for the home team, for the MLS team. The only game I think that was a neutral site was Leon versus RSL, which was played in Colorado at the Colorado Rapids Stadium. So this tournament has been on American soil, mostly at the MLS team's home stadium, and they just lost. You know, a lot of people were saying the MLS teams only lose in Mexico. Well, that's not the case anymore, right? So this advantage the MLS has had now is out the window. And like I said earlier, that I thought that these teams that made it to the final, these are not good teams. They've been bad all year in MLS, and it just proves the point of this. And the Liga MX teams were actually really, really good. You know, I don't really know if this is, you know, people used to say that they don't take this tournament serious. It feels like they did now, right? I mean, at least that's what the results show. And then also, I want to show this too. Liga MX is about to sweep MLS for the first time in Leagues Cup history. We're so cooked for the 2027 CCC. Okay, so in 2027 now, if I'm not mistaken, it looks like there's going to be 9 Liga MX teams in the CONCACAF Champions Cup, and there's probably only going to be 5 to 6 MLS teams now. 5 to 6 MLS teams. We were not able to win this tournament, guys, when there were 10 MLS teams versus 6 Liga MX teams. So now there's more teams from the league that normally beats us. So it's going to make it even harder for us to compete, right? And this really just had me reflecting. Like, I think this tournament is a joke, right? It's a cash grab. I know that this sport is made for making money. I understand that, but this is a true cash grab that a lot of people do not validate. They do not put stock into. They do not give any type of credence or credit to this tournament, right? This is a very, very novelty item tournament that hopefully will not exist much longer, right? But with the pendulum swinging, most people thought MLS was going to win this because that's just how it is. But the fact that Liga MX is winning it, not a good sign, and it capitalized. 2026 CONCACAF Champions Cup was an all Liga MX final for the first time since, I want to say, 2021. 2021, if I'm not mistaken. Toluca won it. And this is the first time since 2021, I'm pretty sure. So it had been 5 years since an MLS team hadn't made it to the CONCACAF Champions Cup final. They've only won it one time in the last 20 years, but they at least were making progress and making it to the final. So Major League Soccer didn't make it to the final of CONCACAF Champions Cup. They have Leagues Cup, which people say, oh, this is the perfect way to prove that MLS is better. Liga MX is in their preseason. MLS is in midseason form. This is going to showcase that Major League Soccer has surpassed the league, which I don't put any stock into. Now, all the people who said this or pushed this narrative, they have nothing left to say. This is the most embarrassing, worst case scenario for Major League Soccer in this tournament. They were guaranteed 4 spots in the quarterfinals. So was Liga MX, and they lost every one of those games. Worst case scenario that could have possibly happened. I don't know if anyone's really going to even watch Leagues Cup anymore. I mean, a lot of people weren't to begin with, but now it's just another Mexican trophy at this point. Like, that's what it is. It's another Mexican trophy. MLS is out of the picture here. So the tournament that they had dominated, they're not dominating anymore. And it's just embarrassing because of all the things that favor Major League Soccer in this tournament, and they still lose. And it kind of brings up this big point of what Major League Soccer should do, because it looks like they're going to lose the 2027 Champions Cup. Like I mentioned, it's probably not going to be good for them in that tournament next year. And I think people are probably wondering, how did they lose? Look, it's wonky. It's a wonky tournament because it's not balanced, right? Just if you're playing into what the rules are, it's not balanced. A team plays 3 teams in the group stage, random teams. They're not going to be of equal quality. It's just random teams. So a team could have been lucky of the draw, got the luck of the draw, played 3 bad teams and qualified by winning all 3 matches to go to the quarterfinals. There's no... Hey, everyone, quick word from our sponsor, FanDuel. If you're into soccer like I am, you already know how exciting La Liga, the Premier League, and MLS matches can get. With FanDuel, you can make it even more fun by placing bets on your favorite teams and matches across all 3 leagues. Whether it's a Premier League showdown, a La Liga thriller, or an MLS game with your local club, FanDuel makes it easy and exciting to bet on what you watch. Just remember, you have to be 21 years or older to play. Please bet responsibly and only if you're of legal age and in a state where it's allowed. Download the FanDuel app or head over to FanDuel.com, sign up, and get in on the action. Thanks for supporting the channel through FanDuel. There's no balance when we're talking about the group stage. So that's why 2 bad MLS teams qualified for this final or qualified for the group out of the group stage. Austin and Columbus, they had no business being in a tournament like this. And now, look, I'm not dissing any of the fans or the team. I have no issue with the fans or the team. Obviously the fans are going to root for their team to win. But as someone who is watching and calling it like it is, they're not good teams right now. They have no business being in a tournament like this Final Four. They're not of that standard. And you could say it's because of the teams they played in the group stage, right? They got them here. They get cleared out. Every team gets cleared out. The big question is now, what happened? What is going on in Major League Soccer? Why are they regressing, right? No Champions Cup final, no team in the Final Four of Leagues Cup, a tournament that was catered to you, created to help you out. What's going on? What do they need to do? Well, look, if you watch the games, you can definitely see the quality's higher with these Liga MX teams. I mean, look, it's always been about money. It's always been about money, guys. It always has been about money. It's not that Liga MX is signing bigger stars. It's that those players like the Brian Rodriguez, the Rafael Vega, whoever it is, they're able to sign 5 to 10 of those guys on one team. Major League Soccer is only able to sign 3 of those guys. So they just have better depth, better quality down the from the top to the bottom of the roster, and it just puts them at a better advantage, right? And there's no hate for me towards Liga MX teams. They own us. That's just is what it is at this point. There's no denying it. They own us. But MLS is never going to compete with them until they start spending money and investing in the roster. Now, there is good news about them potentially starting to invest more, changing the rules. I'll believe it when I see it. How many times are we going to be tricked? Charlie Brown with the football, right? How many times can we be duped? But this just showcases that MLS is not keeping up. Liga MX is starting to distance themselves from us once again. I mean, the Leagues Cup was supposed to be a shoe-in, guys, and we got grouped, or we got swept. All 4 teams out. All Liga MX Final Four. Worst case scenario. Major League Soccer has to spend more money. And look, an argument that I had made previously in years past was that if MLS switched their calendar, they would be able to have won more Champions Cup, because when the Champions Cup gets going, they're in their preseason. Liga MX is in full season form. We'll flip it around. Leagues Cup is not only Liga MX teams in preseason form, not only are MLS teams in mid-season form, but it's also played in 95% of games are in America, in the United States. And they still lost. They still lost. Embarrassingly, they got outscored 9-1. Only team that scored a goal was Chicago. Only one team scored a goal out of 4 games for MLS. Like, this is a big issue. Like, this is a big issue. I don't put a lot of stock into this tournament because I do think, like I said, it's a money grab. But it's embarrassing because it caters so much to MLS. But it's more embarrassing that even though that happens, that Liga MX was able to dominate this tournament this year. And I just want to know who's being held accountable. Like, what are we doing? Who's asking questions? What is going to be done to fix these things? The Champions Cup, the Leagues Cup, right? The embarrassing result after result. You know, I mean, I just want to see the league grow. That's always been my thing, is I want to see the league grow. I want to see the league become the best version of itself. I want to see it be competitive. I want to see us win trophies. I just want to see it be the best version of itself. And things like this just make my head spin and wonder, like, God, how far away are we? Like, what are we doing? You know, they create all these rules and other mechanisms to try to close the gap. And you could argue that the gap is getting further and further again. You know, I mean, look at the results, guys. Look, I understand you're probably thinking that I'm maybe being dramatic here, but I mean, just look at the results. Don't listen to what I'm saying, like, in my opinion. Look at the results. Liga MX final 2 in the CONCACAF Champions Cup final. 2 Liga MX teams. Final 4, all Liga MX teams, a tournament that has never happened before. Never happened before. There's never even been a Liga MX team to make it to the Leagues Cup final the previous 3 years. So this is just makes you ask a lot of questions. A head scratcher, right? What's going on with Major League Soccer? What's going on? And they have so many big questions that they're going to have to answer, and so many things on the agenda that they're going to have to change if they want to be able to win trophies, and they're going to want to be able to surpass Liga MX. And look, like I said, I'm not upset that they didn't win this trophy or anything like that. I'm just embarrassed by how it's catered to them, and they just embarrassed themselves and didn't even make it to the Final Four, let alone the final. And it capitalizes off of the CONCACAF Champions Cup. You know, so it's just sad to see the regression. I want to know what's going to happen to fix this. Like, I want to know what we're going to do as a league to try to fix these failures and make us more competitive and be the league we should be. That's what I want to know. And it's just a shame. It's embarrassing. It's funny, like I didn't have faith that any MLS team was going to win it out of the remaining teams, but just to get swept is it's just a shameful, just absolutely shameful. Um, yeah, I mean, it looks like MLS is going to lose CONCACAF Champions Cup in 2027 too, unless they change some spending rules, which I doubt they will. Remember, Major League Soccer always a day late and a dollar short, and it seems like that's always been their mantra for mostly everything in this league. But I just wanted to come on and talk about this because it is embarrassing. It's sad. It's kind of funny in a sense. And a lot of people used to use this tournament as a litmus test for MLS getting closer to Liga MX. I'm curious what they're saying now with the no MLS team even making it to the Final Four, like what they would do. So I'm curious what you guys think. Do you think that we should get rid of Leagues Cup? Should we keep it? Do you think of the tournament any differently now with the Final Four teams being all Mexican clubs? Like, I'm curious what you guys think. I will say this too. I do think with this result, though, we will definitely see probably a reformat of the tournament, and they'll probably change something up to where this doesn't happen again. Because with no MLS teams in the Final Four, it probably does hurt their pockets, just like if there was no Liga MX teams in the Final Four, it hurts their pockets. They want to try to get Liga MX and MLS teams against each other, especially in a final format. With that not happening, it hurts their pockets, and I think it hurts the exposure of the tournament. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what they do going forward. But let me know what you guys think down below. And also don't forget that this video is brought to you by FanDuel. Please make sure you guys like this video down below if you haven't already, and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Until next time, guys, I will see you all soon.